if you have water as well, because it's so hot, or maybe an infusion or something like that. Try not to have it too cold, because the body, it needs to adjust immediately if it's cold water, so it's better if it's room temperature. So I have my water here as well. So just to explain a little bit, to be a little bit more prepared of what we're going to do today. Today we're going to do a combination. So I've done that before in other times where I incorporate abdominal workouts with the vacuums, and that is actually very important that we start activating different parts of our body, start incorporating it more, so that the outer and the inner muscles can start connecting and disconnecting in different ways. Okay. But first we're going to start with the shoulder warm-up. We're going to do some abs today, and yeah, we're going to work abdominals and glutes. So we're going to do Aphrodite. Aphrodite's the one where you separate your feet. I'm just going to go through this one very quickly to see if anybody else wants to join in. So whoever joins late is going to miss out on the explanation, but it's not a problem. These are easy things anyway. It doesn't have to be perfect. So with Aphrodite, the secret, when we are in Demeter lying down on the floor, you know, that one that we're lying down on the floor and you stretch out your arms and you dig in your heels into the floor. So hip width apart for your feet, hip width apart for your knees. With Aphrodite, we want to bring our feet a lot closer to our bum. We also want to separate our feet just a tad and turn our toes and our knees outwards in the same direction. That is going to be a lot of back support and glute support, and it exercises the glutes a little bit different. Once we're dominating Aphrodite perfectly, next month or the month after, we can start incorporating different kinds of feet movements. But at the moment, we should, if you're here, so just have a look, just sit like this. Have a look at your knees and your feet. They're hip width apart, they're flexed. Okay, so your knees and your feet are always in the same direction. And now all you do is you scoot your feet in, and you can feel they're, oh yeah, they're a lot closer. Then separate your feet, just like 1 foot width. And then separate your knees and your heels, and then push up. So it's a lot easier to do it. It's like almost effortless. That's the secret. That's key to incorporating things in a safe and secure way, bit by bit. Okay, so that's Aphrodite. That's going to be the second last posture that we're going to do. So you should be having your towel ready. And I would suggest rolling it up neatly, because I used to be one of those people that did things in a hurry, and then it's not right. It's uncomfortable. Okay, so have that more or less in the middle of the mat. We are going to throw it out. It's only for the warm up. And then have your knees on it. So I'm just going to explain a little bit more about this part, because a lot of people think they should have the top of their knees on it, and then your knees actually dropping a little bit. And also for future, for afterwards, when we start doing other postures. So now you can see my knees are completely on it. So my knees are like almost a little bit back. But if I go a little bit forward, so my knees are almost hanging over, that's more comfortable. And that's actually supporting not the top of the knee. So I'm not putting any pressure whatsoever on the top of the knee, but on the bottom part, actually, just below the bone, below the knee. So it might feel a bit funny. Just separate your knees and look down and make sure they hip width apart. So in this way, it's going to be a lot easier if we have to do the standing postures that we're going to do. Okay, take a sip of water. And please, at any time, if you feel you're thirsty, stop, take a sip of water, ignore me, and then just catch up. Excuse my voice, I think I caught a little cold last night. Okay, flexed feet, important, flexed feet. Remember that to sit down on your feet or to push it back, so really curl your toes, make sure they're well curled under. before you stand up on your knees. That's going to make the world different. Really have those toes, at least try, because if you are in aura, there's actually a very nice name for this posture, because it's, if you think about it, your aura is that space around you, that magical, I call it a magical space, because that's us. That's a part of us that if somebody's intrusive and they enter in that space, we're uncomfortable. And it's a very important space as well, because in this way, in this posture, we're a lot closer. We can always almost make a perfect circle if we have our arms bent and our knees bent. If you think about it, you can make an almost perfect circle shape around us, which is ideal, because then it's like eternity, kind of never-ending kind of circle. So it kind of equalizes the aura as well. There's a lot more around these postures than only what's happening physically as well. So a lot of them has emotional impact on us, and this one is stability and strength. Okay, so aura for stability and strength. And just think about it, and just imagine it in your mind, stability and strength, and imagine that circle running around your body. Just relax your shoulders, just stand up straight so we don't have our weight forward yet. And all we're thinking is stability and strength for ourselves. Just for today, from this session onwards, that's what we're incorporating, that's what we're going to have, stability and strength. Breathe in and feel how your chest, your ribs lift up, your chest expand, hold it for a second, and then breathe out very slowly and say to yourself, stability and strength. Relax your jaw, relax your forehead and your face. Maybe you want to move your head a little bit to make sure your shoulders are not shrugging upwards towards your ears. Breathe in again. Feel that rib cage expand, and very slowly, very controlled. Maybe I will talk a little bit faster, but please do slow down. Exhalations, it is hot, so we want to take care of how we're breathing out, which is as important as breathing in. Hold it for a second, then breathe in. And then very slowly feel that heat. Release the heat from your body over your bottom lip. Stability and strength. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to extend our fingers straight. We're trying to keep our fingers together. I have the, my pinky always wants to guide. Don't know why. It happens with women mostly. It doesn't happen so much with men. It's very interesting. Don't know why. So just try and have your shoulders neutral at the moment. So I'm not actually pushing them down, but I'm having my fingers straight. And then all I'm trying to do is lift one shoulder. I'm going to show you this way. So I'm lifting one shoulder and I'm pushing the other one down. So immediately when I do that, hold it there and you should feel an activation in the scapula of the one that you're pushing down. And this is actually an activation of what we're trying to achieve when we actually push our shoulders down. That's that strength, stability and strength. That's that strength that we're applying from doing that. Then go the other way. So really tighten one shoulder and then really, really try and push it up without moving your back. And that's the trick. So you're trying to not keep it stable. So you're probably going to use your abs a little bit, and it's fine because we have already some stability over the months. We've formed some stability. So try and keep it straight. And then again, lift one shoulder and then push the other one out. And that's hard. That's actually, for me, it's hard to not do that. And then the other way. So maybe you want to lift one shoulder first and then push the other one down. And I'm actually starting to sweat. Just concentration from doing it right, and it starts like, wow, the body starts heating up. And then neutral, always want to come back to neutral, make sure we're straight and in line, and then one shoulder up and the other one, whoa, push it down. You might feel that one scapula, one little wing, not actually the scapula, it's like on the bottom part of the wing. as that part. And one side might be a little bit more stronger than the other side. So notice that, know it. If you're right-handed, most probably the right hand because it has more strength. And maybe another one might be a little bit more painful because of bad posture. And just know it, notice it, recognize it, but we'll get rid of it. Okay, neutral again. One more time each side. So the breathing is just normal here because it's already a lot. We're just trying to concentrate on doing that without moving our back. It's very easy to do that, but it's hard to separate the shoulders and the scapulars. And it's essential because we're creating space for the nerve. Okay, come back neutral. Now what we're going to do is the same thing. So we're going to separate the two shoulders. We're going to do it forward. So what I want you to do is lift up your hands again. The fingers are trying to stay straight. And have one shoulder come back with your elbow straight. So look down at your elbow. We have a tendency of doing that when we come back. So just push back to one shoulder and the other one comes forward. Start moving your back. So I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if you're going to see it, but I'm going to try and show you from the back. Okay? Okay. So what we're doing is one goes forward, one goes back, without my back moving. And then neutralize, one goes forward, one goes back. Neutralize, forward, back. Neutralize, forward, back. Okay? So I'm going to get onto the towel because from here we're going to do the normal neurodynamic movements that we do. So let's do that a couple of times. Again, forget about your breathing for now. All I want you to do is concentrate on what your shoulders are doing, trying not to bend your elbow. Okay? So it's forward, back. You see my body is completely still. I'm not moving my body. It might be small movement, but it's better that it's small. And then neutral, other one forward, other one back. Better smaller, start small, and then the movement will expand and it will grow and it will get bigger and better. And then neutral, forward, back. Check out. For that, I just bent my elbow just a little bit, but it did bend. I have to admit my mistake. And then forward, back. It's funny because one arm wants to bend more than the other one. The control one, that one. And then neutral, forward, back. And keeping it there is like locking in what's happening. And then neutral, and then forward, back. And the last one on the other side, neutral, forward, back. So very, very controlled movement. The same as all the postures in LPF. We don't just go, rah. We're very controlled, elegant, and fluid in our movement. Okay? All right, so let's do some neurodynamic movements and get that chest and diaphragm moving. So separate your elbows, stand nice and tall. This time I'm going to ask you to just try and reach out your hands and not completely locking your elbows, but just a teeny tiny little bend in there. So they're almost straight. Fingertips following your hand and then push your shoulders down and grow with your chest. And then come back again, neutral posture, neutral position. And again, pull your elbows out and then have your low arms, your forearms extend. So I kind of straighten my hands, my arms first, and then I create that micro bend. So I push my elbows up and then I push my shoulders down and I push my chest up. And I can feel how all this is opening. And then I come back again, just to get that feeling of growth, extension, stability and strength. Okay, so we're creating that circle a little bit bigger, so we're creating more stability and strength. Let's do that again. So elbows goes out. And then the forearms and fingers are following the arms. Elbows are showing upwards. And then I have that perfect length. And then I have the micro bend. And then I push the shoulders down and chest up at the same time. And immediately I want to breathe in. Now stay there. Drop your jaw and very slowly ease the air out. And then breathe in again. And then drop your jaw. Feel how your chest rises with each breath in. And breathe in. How your ribcage expands. Drop your jaw. Now I'd like you to think of the color blue. And breathe in. And drop your jaw. Come down with your arms to apnea. So palms are pushing down. So we're just going to do the liberation of the shoulders a little bit. And we're going to do crossover isometric movements. So it's apnea isometric movements. And this time we're going to incorporate. So get down if you need. Grip with your toes again if you need. Come up. And then slightly come forward. Just a little bit. So really activate those inner thighs and the hamstrings. Maybe even the bottom of the glutes also activate. Being very meticulous because we're going to incorporate normal kind of other movements later on. So really push your palms down, fingertips come up. They try to stay together. Elbows out to the sides. Think of that color blue. Weight a little bit forward. Breathe in. And breathe out. And push your shoulders down as you breathe out. And breathe in. And drop the jaw. Release the air. Stay tall. Push your shoulders down. And breathe in. And drop your jaw. And give me a teeny tiny little vacuum, just a little one, and just feel how it kind of pulls up on its own. And as you breathe out, you bring up your right hand. Previous times, we had our hands more or less in the peripheral vision. This time, I'd like you to actually try and push the ceiling away from you, but keep your shoulder really open wide. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the front. So instead of having your shoulder inward, try and have it open. And you should see, if you look diagonally, you should see your hand there and not above your head. So we're trying to keep that shoulder open. You can feel that you have a lot more power. Push it down, okay? I'm going to see if I'm going to show that way. And keep breathing. Axis it a little bit forward. I hope I'm synchronizing with the breathing. I'm sorry. Ease the air out very slowly. Let's go for another one. Check the posture. And as you breathe out, really push those shoulders down. Give me another little vacuum, just an enjoyable vacuum here. And as you breathe out, you swap hands very slowly in front of you and feel how now the left side would feel a little bit more open on the side of the chest, just under the armpit. And then look up and make sure your hand is not too high. It does tend on getting a little bit too closer. And just as soon as you open it, you can feel, okay, I can push that shoulder down like we did before, shoulder going up and down. That's the one. And if you need to do it, then push your shoulder up and then push it down. That's good to know the difference, then we know where we're going. All right? Breathe in. And drop your jaw and very slowly ease the air out. Fingertips to your nose. On both hands. Axis stool forward. And drop your jaw. And breathe in. And drop your jaw. And when I say an enjoyable little vacuum, it's like kind of it does its own thing. We're not forcing anything. Very slow breath out. And vacuum, thinking of the color blue. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, swap hands very slowly again. And then concentrate on how the right side opens up. Quickly look up to your hand and adjust it. And then adjust your body, breathe in. And as you breathe out, push those shoulders down, stand up tall, axis forward. Feel the activation of your legs, fingertips to your nose. And breathe in. And drop your jaw. Now vacuum and swap very slowly. And breathe out. Stand tall. Adjust your shoulders down. Breathe in. Drop your jaw and very slowly breathe out. Shoulders down. Another one, breathe in. Legs activated, fingertips to your nose. And drop your jaw, stand tall. Vacuum and swap hands very slowly. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring that hand down first so that we are equalized. Then sit back on your heels. Take the towel out and come into SDF. SDF, the cross-legged one. Okay. So, cross-legged. If you need the wall, then scoot back. It's always good. Take a sip of water. I'm sweating. That's good. Makes a huge difference. And it's quite funny that that water before tasted warm, room temperature, but it tasted warm, and now it tastes colder. Amazing. What happens to the body when we get renewed oxygen in and old oxygen out, or carbon dioxide out? Flex your feet and get those bum cheeks out. Now you should actually, when you actually get the bum cheeks out, there's an exceptional yoga professor, and he says you should actually feel your perineal area. That's going a little bit far, because then you're actually sitting very forward. So what we want to do is we want to feel like the inside of the bone. That's as much meat we're trying to get out there. Okay, so that is really when you feel that inside of the bone on the ground, then you know, now I'm good. Right. So hands first on your knees, and then twist your fingertips in and slide them a little bit back. And then sit tall, stretch up. You can wiggle around. I do that. When you wiggle around, the fibers kind of release as well. Fingertips up to your nose. First, we just sit normally, so we're not pushing with the palms down and the knees up yet, but we're going to do that. Same the other day that we practiced with the pressure that makes the inner core activate. So we're going to repeat that, because that is the essential part that we will start incorporating. So we're going to play a little bit with that today. So sit nice and tall, and feel that little Shakira, that hollow in the lower back. If you don't trust it, then just scoot back to a wall just to make sure you're fine, you're safe. And have those wings. You should fly a little bit with the elbows, and it should be easy to actually have your shoulders down. hard to push them down harder, but we are going to use our hands in a minute. And just sit forward the crown of your head. Think of that color blue, that tone that you have in your mind, and then breathe in. Feel how your chest expands. Drop your jaw very slowly. And let the air flow out. Very easy. And give me a little vacuum here, an enjoyable one. Breathe in and drop your jaw. Wiggle your head, wiggle your shoulders down. Breathe in again. Feel your ribs expand and drop your jaw. Again, breathe in. As you breathe out, make the adjustments that you need to make. Shoulders down, little Shakira sitting tall. And another little vacuum, just a normal one. And drop your jaw. And breathe in again. And this time, breathe out. I'm going to explain. Keep the breathing up. What we're going to do is we're going to press down on our knees and lift our chest in the vacuum. Okay, breathe in. Check your posture. Adjust what you need to adjust. Drop your jaw. So vacuum, and when you have it, just a little one, push your chest up. Vacuum. And I'm sure as soon as you try to push your chest up, like the inner core transverse muscles, you felt that activated. But also, notice how the vacuum is getting a little bit deeper. It does go in a little bit more, like in the top part. Try and feel where your feel changes, and try and feel that the vacuum does go in a tad more. And those transverse muscles, maybe one side would be stronger. I feel a lot more on my left side than my right side, but that's good. We want that. Don't lose that vacuum, so you still have it, but feel that activation. That is actually perfect. We're going to do the same one. This time we're going to do the vacuum. When we have that vacuum, push up with our knees and push the chest up. First the knees, then the hands. Okay? Let's go again. Posture, always posture. You need to wiggle, wiggle. And breathe in, fingertips up to your nose. And drop your jaw. Vacuum, legs, hands. And breathe out. Maybe you felt only a little bit of activation. The harder you try and keep, you can actually do one leg and the other leg, which is what we're going to do that in a minute. But the harder you try and keep doing the same thing, so you keep thinking legs, hands, legs, hands, legs, hands, you might feel more activation. So let's do that one again. So first vacuum, legs up, and then the hands push it down. And then you repeat in your head. Legs, hands, legs, hands, legs, hands. Okay? Try that. Check your posture. Fingertips up your nose, feet flexed. Shoulders down. Another breath in. Nice and deep, and drop your jaw. Here we go. Vacuum. leg, hand. Wow, I hope you felt what I felt, because I felt it like right on the bottom. It was like right on the bottom. It started like, I could feel it against my clothes, like kind of popping out. That's amazing. Okay, so let's do one hand. So what we're going to do is lift up one hand. I will guide you, and then we do the same thing. We do a vacuum, leg, hand. So we're only going to push one side up, and you should feel that activation a lot more on one side. And you'll notice that one side is easier to do or stronger to do than the other side. All right, let's go. Feet flex, check the posture. Breathe in, drop your jaw. First, we push our shoulders down, elbows out, fingertips up, crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling, and breathe in again. Very slowly, breathe out, and the right hand goes up. As before, this time we have it to the ceiling, facing palm to the ceiling, and then look up quickly to make sure it's not too close to you, that the shoulder can go down. Breathe in again. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Drop the jaw. Check your posture. Sit nice and tall. Last one. Breathe in. Drop your jaw. Vacuum and knee up, press down. And as you breathe out, bring that hand down. Adjust. I hope you felt that. If not, it'll come. And drop your jaw. Another breath in. As you breathe out, bring the left hand up. Fingertips to nose. Look up quickly. Make sure that hand is outwards. Breathe in. Drop your jaw. Ease the air out. Pick up, pull, shoulders down. Vacuum, leg, hand, push. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring that hand down. Okay, so we have a lot of activation that just happens in the inner core, the transverse muscles, and that allows us to carry on and incorporate some abs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the triangle. I had a trainer that called it the Wiggler, which is a very funny name. So he's funny. So I want you to lie down, and as a normal ab exercise, support, lower back support, push your lower back into the floor, into the ground. Okay, lift your shoulders as if you're doing an ab crunch, but only a little bit, like not too much. If you need to support your head, please just do it with these three fingertips behind in the nook of your head. Because if we do add too much and we get too close, we might pull on our neck. So it's literally just a little bit of support, just to have, and you can lift your chin. That releases the neck as well, because we tend on straining too much and it's unnecessary. So just the fact that we're actually in this posture, we are activating the abs already, but we're doing it in a very supportive way. So kind of open your chin, and then what you do is you join your feet together, and it's going to start shaking. When you're shaking, it means you're working, that muscles, they're activating. Okay, so just sitting in this posture with your knees open wide, and you're trying to press your feet into each other, that is the peroneal area and the lower abs activating. So you're just going to hang here for a bit and feel that shaking. and that activation. And then at the same time, try and pull your belly in and push your lower back. I kind of feel like the top parts of my hip trying to touch the floor the whole time and keep the chin open. Try and relax your elbows out. Ooh, there's a lot of activation going on. Yeah, that's good. And then very slowly separate your feet and first put your toes down and then the rest. And then relax a little bit. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Take another one. And breathe out. And I do the same thing. First, we just come up. So I kind of wiggle to get my lower back really pushed in there. Now try and suck my belly button in. And then I have my hands as support, my head, try and open my chin. And then I pull my feet up, put them together, open the knees, and just stay there. Put the feet together, trying to push in. The more you're actually trying to press your feet in, the more you're going to feel your thighs activating. And that is starting to go to the perineal area as well. And then the lower abs. And when you have your feet pressing in as much as you can, then you try and actually lift your bum up. You can't see it, but you can feel it. That's the lower abs working, just below the belly button. And again, we just hang there for a bit. And then we bring our knees together and first toes down. And then, I'm sure you can feel that. I can feel it. That's good. All right. So from here, we're going to do afterward. Remember, that's the one that's like SDR, but instead of our feet being locked forward, we're going to bring it in. So get yourself adjusted. Now wiggle your bum, because now we want to create space in the lower back. Okay, without forcing, so we have that little space in our lower back, the natural curvature. So the chest is lifted a lot more. We should feel that. So if you put your hands on your rib cage, you're going to feel that they're a lot higher. Flex your feet. First, coming to the meter. So we want to do this right. So we're doing ab exercises, so we need to make that correct adjustment. I'm sorry, the microphone's falling. So, okay, stay that way. So bring your feet closer to your bum. Then separate your feet a little bit, one from the other one, and then turn your toes and your knees out. Right, now we're ready. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, spread your hands out into a crotch. Push your shoulders to your waist. You might have to lift up to really get those shoulder blades down to your waist. And then you're going to feel the stretch in your biceps. And breathe in again. And drop your jaw. And give me a nice deep vacuum here. Remember that while we're doing the vacuums on the floor, we're going to do them long, these last ones. What I'd like for you to do, keep breathing in and breathing out in the slow rhythm, is to all the time try and push your shoulders down and try and reach with the crown of your head away from your body, as if you're trying to get your neck longer. So during the vacuum, we're trying to create more space in our neck. Let's go for that again. Breathe in. Nice and deep and slow. Drop your jaw, flex feet. Fingertips are trying to reach up walls. Breathe in again. And drop your jaw. Relax your forehead. Push your shoulders down to your waist. And vacuum. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, push up. So you should be actually seeing your stomach, your hip bones in the peripheral vision without having to look down. But you should feel that you have a teeny tiny little bit of space in your chin. So we can push up more, but we're not trying to force it. So we just stay tall, and the glutes are activated, super, super activated. So we're just going to stay there for a bit and breathe in. Keep your feet flexed. Keep your hands trying to reach for opposite walls. And we're actually stretching the diaphragm right now by staying up like this. I know it's hard to breathe. Just do your best. And breathe in. Feel how your chest rises. Drop your jaw. Relax your face. And give me a vacuum here. Stay up there. Remember to try and keep your shoulders away from your ears. And drop your jaw. Stay tall, stay up there. Keep pressing your heels in, down to the ground. And drop your jaw and move your hands 45 degrees upwards. And breathe in. And drop your jaw. And vacuum here. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, now come down ever so slowly and focus, close your eyes and focus on not losing that curvature in your low back. So your bum should touch first. Your low back shouldn't touch at all. Oh, yes. Good. And then bring your hands back down again to the horizontal position and breathe in. And as you breathe out, turn your palms away from you as if you're pushing the wall away from you, but keep your shoulders low, okay? So keep your fingertips pulling towards your head, pulling towards your nose, keep your feet flexed, breathe in, keep your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe you want to lift them up a bit, do so. And breathe in again. Drop your jaw. And give me a vacuum down here, nice and deep. Remember to keep your feet flexed, your knees out open. Some people might have the knees come. So quickly scan down with your face, with your eyes, and make sure that they are in the same direction, right? Let's do the same thing with hands this way. Breathe in. Drop your jaw, ease that air out, and push up. So you're going to activate your legs immensely here, because that's your support. And then the shoulders try to go to your waist, which is a little bit funny because they're off the ground. Your waist is like up there, but it's the intention. It's not a big issue. We're just trying to avoid the shoulders going to the ears. And breathe in. And drop your jaw. Another one. Breathe in. Keep your fingertips pulling towards your nose. And vacuum here. And as you breathe out, bring your hands in front of you, shoulder height, more or less, and try and push the ceiling away from you. So you might have to move your scapulars again and really try and, as if the ceiling's coming down on you, and keep pushing up with your bum. And breathe in and drop your jaw. Stay strong with your knees. Let's stay open and vacuum here. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, first get your hands on the floor. Palms facing up. Breathe in again. And as you breathe, concentrate on your lower back. Keep that curvature there, and ever so slowly come back down. And the bum is going to touch as it was before. And relax. That's a good leg work there going. Okay, relax with your feet. Just hang with your feet a little bit. Shake your feet, because those, what we were doing with activation and flexing your feet, that's a lot of work that we were doing. And by shaking it, we're getting some fibers to move. Shake your feet, and your legs. Nice. Okay, let your feet hang out, hang open. Have your palms facing up. And just listen to your breath and feel how your hips are feeling. Maybe you have like a little bit of heat going in your glutes, in your legs, like warmth, like strength. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths. And every time you breathe in, I'd like you to think of the color blue. And every time you breathe out, think strength and stability. Repeat those words 3 times. Breathe in. Go in rhythm. Nice. Good work. Sit on to your side. And then very slowly push yourself up. That was really a good session. That was amazing work. A lot of opening, a lot of strength, a lot of stability. And thank you so very much for joining me. Have an amazing day with strength and stability.